Do, 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 do. Here's a weird one. You want to handle a weird one?
Why not?
Okay. This is from a guy, Fish Taco. He put together a spoofy video rap called Fish Taco. Not to sound crude or crass, but it was about how he ain't going to go down on a girl if it smells like a fish taco. And he paid. He paid. So, whatever the hell. This is going to save me time. Hey, Aaron, I got a new project coming in and need some advice. Fish Taco was a success, and it opened many doors for me as an entrepreneur. I now make 3 times more money implementing music marketing campaigns for artists than shooting music videos. With this new success, I have a ton of free time as it only takes 5 minutes to set up campaigns, and the rest is automated using a system I program myself to push music to audiences. However, with my new success and my new project, Roasty, releasing soon, many people from my old life are forcing their way back in. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to stop right here. Yeah. John, you go ahead and field this one because I know exactly what I'm going to say.
There's a word for that. We call them parasites.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a sports reference or something in there.
No, yes, that will happen. You'll notice these people want to mooch off you. Well, there's a couple things that happen when you get success, especially if it comes on very suddenly. You will get kind of, flack better word, almost groupies. Surrounding you.
Get on entourages, I think is what it is.
Yes. So you get these hangers, and also there's people that are hangers on, things like that. And they're gonna, and some of them might not necessarily have nefarious intentions. Many will, but you got to learn to have proper boundaries, from a psychological standpoint, keep them at arm's length. All relationships need to be symbiotic, meaning that you're getting as much out of it as they're getting out of it. And if you have a relationship that doesn't work that way, any sort of relationship, with the exception of maybe children or, get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can handle just relationships in general.
And I mention this because this is germane to the topic. The gentleman is black, and this is a problem that men in the black community, although women too, but predominantly men in the black community have, where they will become successful. They'll have a rap album go, or they'll become a more commonly as the athletes, like they'll get drafted into the pros. Or you just busted your ass off, became a good engineer, joined the military, whatever. Then everybody's out there asking to borrow money. Everyone's your best friend. And it even got to the point, I forgot who it was. There was a guy that got drafted. Here's the thing. The guy did all the work. Do you know what it takes to become a professional NFL football player to get drafted? Do you know the amount of dedication that takes?
Yeah, a huge amount of dedication. Yeah.
I'm not going to put forth that effort. These guys bust their asses off since like grade school, essentially. They hit the gym, they diet, they go out, they get sacked, their bodies take a pounding. And that's before they even get to the NFL. This is high school and college. Then they get to the NFL, and someone was saying like, hey, you know what? You ought to give back to the community you came from. It's like, what? Did the community go to the gym 4 hours a day? Did the community bust their asses off and take sacks after hits, after clothesline? What did I'm sorry, I didn't see the community doing sprints with weights attached to my waist. And I just was like, how dare you think you're entitled to this man's sacrifice and labor? And so there is this expectation. It doesn't just happen in the black community. Anyone who wins the lottery, regardless of your race, also you got buddies and friends. But this is very seen, very prominent, notorious to happen in the black community, where somebody, quote, makes it. And not only like, hey, I'm your buddy, but hey, you owe us. And I've seen it a lot. Like, you owe your mother. What the fuck do I owe my mother for? She just spat me out. What the fuck is that? What? No, and I know people are like, oh, blood's thicker than water. It's like, the fuck it is. Mom wasn't lifting the weights. Mom wasn't running the 100-meter dash. And it's like, no, this is me. And maybe I'll buy mom a house or something. But there's this expectation that if anybody succeeds, the commune is entitled to that person's success. So this is the same thing here. And, we'll go on. But that just to preface it, this is what we can expect. These people include former high school teachers. And see, even parents, the adults want to get on it. These people include former high school teachers, students, family members, girls I talk to, and video clients. These people have come to my apartment pretending to be police officers, health department agents, and have showed up to my grocery store and stared at me. These are bad tactics. I have damning proof against many of them that show stalker intentions backed up on hard drives and clouds. How should I handle this? I would like to a video to be made. As many people who become successful without any debt or owing anyone don't know how to handle these types of people. Most people in Hollywood owe many favors to people who help them. I do not. I did everything myself. And now people who never supported me or betrayed me are trying to get a handout or use me for their agenda. Yeah, you got the money. I have a local audience of young females, 13 to 24 years old, ranging in the thousands. So no wonder it's why these types would love to use me for their political or educational agendas. Oh, that's his audience. He's got females between 13 and 24. That's like when they're most powerful. You could not have a more powerful audience than
yeah,
that.
we gotta handle this one carefully now, because if you anger a girl, what are some of her options for revenge?
Well, let me tell you about this fancy book I got here called How Not to Get Accused Falsely of Rape.
That might be, I think that book would be very apt for this gentleman, this client of yours.
Right. Or what is it? Pedophile charges or underage. What's it called?
Anything like that. You'll never be alone with, I would say, just don't never be alone with the woman, without the door opened, and, you're going to have to watch that, unfortunately. I mean, that's just the world we live in. It sucks, I know, but that's what it's come to.
I would also say he's very wise to have video. He's very wise. This guy should get a body cam. But what I would do is I would move. I'd get an anonymous address. I'd be it so these people cannot physically find you. The audience, if you have any groupies in your audience that contact you, have everything recorded. I mean, don't talk to your groupies if you can avoid it. But I'd imagine you have to interact somehow. But yeah, you have everything recorded, video, especially talking to your fans, but dealing with all the people. See, the problem is the easiest solution. It's too late for the client now. The easiest solution is that if you become successful, you don't let people know. Like, the last thing I would do is, if I won the lottery, is let anyone know. If I ever made money, I wouldn't let anyone know, because
except my attorney, because he's bound by client privilege not to reveal it. But
right. I'd let Chad Elkins, my CPA, know. I'd let my attorney know, and that'd be it. I don't even know if I'd let the GF know. Oh dear, McDonald's again. We can't go until we got a coupon. Did you cut out a coupon? Okay, we can get the dollar menu tonight, sweetheart. I'm serious. And now that I think about it, if I was married or had a wife that was not my current GF, like for you regular people out there with your regular wives, they're like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. I wouldn't tell my wife. I wouldn't tell my girlfriend that I made money. I wouldn't. I would just, oh yeah, business is all right. Yep. Ooh, no, I don't. It's always good once a week to say, I don't know if we could afford it, babe. I don't. Let's stay in. I don't think we could afford it. I don't know if I could afford that level of scotch. Why don't you have a whiskey instead? And let them think you don't have the money, and then these problems would never occur. But now the cat's out of the bag on this one. I would be, if you got people stalking you or showing up in your neighborhood, but you have this kind of money, and it's online. If this is online, dude, you could go anywhere. You can live anywhere and be left alone. The only thing that might be a drawback to this is you obviously have roots, and you do have good people. You do have good family. But I would maybe stay in contact with those people. But yeah, if you got people physically visiting where you shop, I'd be getting out of Dodge. I'd be like, yeah, and I wouldn't tell anyone where I'm going. And I don't care if that's your mom. If your mom is coming out, that's one thing that really pisses me off about some of the clients that get young black men, is how their moms are just like, one guy recently, his parents would take his money. He's working. He's trying to go to school. Parents take his money when he works. It's like, what the fuck? I had another girl, unfortunately, where her mom was using the girl's social security number to get credit cards and ruin her daughter's credit in the process. I think the daughter's like 18 or 19 or something like that. It doesn't matter how close the family is in blood. It's how have they been treating you. So I would be, plotting an escape You don't tell anyone. You don't even tell like, hey, it's trust. I mean, you may have a good friend who's now a really good friend. You know, you can't tell them where you live. Like, yeah, I'll meet you later. You know, and or I'll meet you over here. And yeah, just I'm trying to think what else. Phone number, maybe change your phone number too. You know, so people, you know, or have a phone that you only use to contact people in your inner circle. That's what I would be doing. And then any business dealings with girls, period. I was going to say 13 to 24-year-olds, but it doesn't matter what age they are nowadays. Any interactions you have with them, and if they know who you are and you're doing business, you film that shit. I don't know. I'm going to assume he's in California. I could be wrong. But whatever the laws are there, find out what the laws are where you either have to inform them or you don't have to inform them. It's just good to have a camera right there and say, by the way, I'm recording every conversation. You could have a sign in front of your office. I record all conversations. Save all emails, because the worst thing is you put in all this effort and you get Kavanaugh'd and some gal comes in and claims that you touched her boobs 30 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, what if this guy ends up really making it big, right?
Yeah.
And some, 5 years from now, some girl says, "Oh, you did this to me," and totally tries to destroy his career. Because this guy seems like he's on the ball. He seems smart. He seems like he got his niche market. I like this guy.
Yeah, well, you'll like this. P.S. Instead of burning my earnings, I've picked up a delivery gig that pays $25 per hour. I pretend to be an African immigrant and have gotten laid so many times being the delivery boy.
All right.
There you go. There you go, buddy.
Getting paid to get laid. I like
paid
this
to
guy.
get laid. Now we know what it's like to be a woman. Hang on. That was true. That's why it was funny. That's all right. So we handled that one.